Hey everyone, today's video is going to be a little bit different. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you a card force, a card trick, and then how you can put the force and the trick together. Now for the card trick, it can also be used as a card force, which I will be going over, and then I will also be showing you some extra add-ons and bonuses as well. The cards I'm using are the Bicycle 1885. I don't have a deck review on these, but if you would like to see one, leave a comment in the description, or leave a comment in the comment section actually, letting me know you would like to see a deck review. So, let's say that you wanted to force onto your participant the ace of spades. The participant wouldn't know it, but you know that you want to actually force the ace of spades. So, what I'm going to do here is give the deck a couple of shuffles. I'm next going to make two piles. Each pile is going to add up to 10. Jacks, queens, and kings are 10. Aces are 1. 2 through 10 are already the values assigned. So let me show you. In this case, we have a jack, so that's already 10. Here we have a 9, so if we add one more, that's 10. So now if we add these two numbers, 10 plus 9 is 19. The 19th card is the ace of spades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, the ace of spades. That is the card force. Let's get right into the tutorial for this one. So starting off here, what I have first of all are 52 cards. I don't know if this works with missing cards, so you're going to have to play around with it. But I have 52 cards, no jokers, no add cards. In this case, I take one card I'm gonna force onto the participant. In this case, the ace of spades. What you're gonna do is actually put this 22nd from the top. So the ace is gonna be 22nd. Now, with all of these cards, including the ace, this is gonna make up 22 cards. So let me show you that. So in this case, you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 21 and 22. So that ace is 22nd now from the top of the deck. So all I did at the beginning was an overhand shuffle. I will leave a link in the description for the overhand shuffle, but I just displaced about 5 to 10 cards. You don't want to go too many because you don't want to run into that 20 card stack. And then I put these back on top. If you put them at the bottom, that's going to move the ace to a different position, so you don't want that. Same thing from the bottom. This time, however, you have a little more free reign, so you can do a few more cards than you would normally do, but I still wouldn't go too many. And then I place these back on the face. If you place them in the back, it's going to move that ace down even more. And now the ace is still 22nd. So you're going to explain to the participant that you're going to make two piles of cards and they're going to add up to 10. Aces are 1, jacks, queens, and kings are 10, and then 2 through 10 is already the value assigned. So you just use the top card, this case a 2, and starting at the 2 now. So you're not going to count the 2 anymore. You're going to go to the next number 3. You're going to add a card for each number until you get to 10. This case 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have 3 through 10 for the face down. And now this card is an 8, so you go 9, 10. And now, because these are face down and these two cards are face up, you're always going to add these two digits. And it doesn't matter that number. If you do this right, it's going to work. So in this case, we have a 8 and a 2, which is 10. Your force card will now be 10th from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, the ace of spades. And that is the force. Now, if you wanted to put the ace back for 22nd, for whatever reason, all you would do is turn the ace face down on top and just put all these cards you dealt right on top of that ace, because this is actually your stack of 22 now. And that is how you can get it back to 22, and that is the card force. So let's say, for example, however, so I'm going to leave this 22 off to the side. Let's say, for example, you wanted to actually do this impromptu. So I guess I'll leave that ace off to the side. So how you could do this impromptu is a couple of ways. The first way you could do this is under their nose. So if you're going to set up a card immediately and know it that way from a borrowed deck, I would recommend doing the call. If you're not familiar with the call, I will leave a link in the description. But you might want to play around with this because you're going to take, let's say, the Queen of Hearts. And I always recommend trying to go with the closest card near the bottom. Because if you go a little high, you may actually run into your 22 cards, and you don't want that. So let's just see what the 22nd card is so you can get a good idea. So you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It would be face down. I'm going to leave it face up, however. So let's say you want to show these are all different. You're going to force the Queen of Hearts. So I'm going to call it out. And in the process of showing these are all different, from the top, you're just going to want to actually count a 22. It may be a little difficult, but make sure your call's better than mine because you don't want that queen to be showing. But you could go while showing 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and then right there, 22. You can slip it in, and if you're actually proficient enough with the call, it's going to look nice and smooth because you can call that card out and then start showing from the front here. All the cards are different. Slip that queen in, and then you can continue showing they're all different. But that's one way you can actually put a card 22nd from the top impromptu. Another way you could do it is like this. So you're going to have a card selected. So let's say this card is selected. Now, when I do this, I'm going to have them touch a card. I say, okay, before you look at it, I'm going to turn around. Right when I'm turned around, I'm going to start counting 3, 6, 9. I'm going to start counting my threes in my head. And when I get about 9, I then start talking and I say, okay, I want you to look at your card, remember it. If you want, you can sign it and show it around. You can say anything you want for misdirection, but you're going to continue pushing off in groups. And by the time you're done talking, you should be at 21 because you're going to load their card 22nd. So we're going to do this. Here's how many groups of 3 you're going to go. You're going to go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So if we look at this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 groups of 3 is going to give you 21. Okay, so after you have done your 7 groups of 3, what you're going to want to do, let's say I spread through. I know this card is the last group of 3. I'm going to lift up on it, put my pinky in, and keep a break. So now when you take the card back, let's say the 10 of spades, you can either do a bluff pass or a Marlowe tilt and load this 22nd. If you're not familiar with those two moves, I will leave a link in the description. And by all means, feel free to also load the card any way you would like as well. You don't have to do the tilt or the pass. Those are just some ideas. So now, let's go ahead and get straight into the trick. And this trick can also be like a card force, which I will show you. And then I will show you how you can put both of them together. So let's say in this case that we're going to force the ace of spades. Okay, so this is going to be sort of the trick slash force. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start putting cards face up and face down. And we are going to mess with the face down cards. And we're going to keep using those until we have one card left. Now, if I can deal this right, it shouldn't take very long, but I can't deal really fast, so I apologize for that. Okay, so we will put these cards away and continue here. So, the reason we're doing this is because I don't want you to choose a face-up card, because I can see that, and that's easy to, to actually know. And so if we do it this way, we're going to get a totally random card. And it should be 2 more times. So there's 1, and here's 2. I said the ace of spades, the ace of spades. So, getting right into the tutorial for this one, this can be a trick or a force, as you can see. It's a little, excuse me, it's a little long for a force, but I think it's still doable if you can come up with some sort of pattern for this. So, just like the force, you're going to want to load this 22nd from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Let me check my phone really quick. Okay, so this would be face down, but we're going to leave it face up. So, just like the beginning, you can do any false shuffles and or cuts. I will leave a link for some cuts, but if you do exactly like I did, you have 52 cards in this case, you load it 22nd. If you go up and down, it's actually gonna work. And because you're going up and down, it doesn't matter if you go from left to right or right to left. I almost got confused there, but as you can see, it's actually gonna be in the face down. And if you keep going like this, it's gonna work. So we're gonna go through here. Not a force I would actually do because of how long it takes, but if you can actually build upon this or come up with something, it's actually quite good. And then I will show you how you can combine the first force and this trick together. And feel free also to use any other method I've used or a method you know to actually get the card 22nd, because it's actually quite mind-blowing. Because to them it looks like a random card, but if the deck is shuffled and they select a card, that might be even better. And as you can see here, this would be face down. There's one card, and that is the ace of spades. And last but not least, let's combine these together, and then that's the video. So you're going to load this a 20-second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2. So you have this 20-second from the top, and you're set to go. So you can start off with any false shuffles and or cuts you would like. After that, you explain you're going to make the two piles. I'm not going to go over it again. But in this case, you have a 4, so you're going to add up to 10. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This case, you have a 10, so you don't add anything. So now if we add these two numbers, 10 plus 4 is 14. That ace of spades is 14. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Something I forgot to mention is if you can actually have the participant do all this and walk them through this quite well, it will actually be more mind-blowing because they did everything. They made the piles, they dealt everything out, and somehow they found their own card. So just something to keep in mind. But they remember this card and they remember it, which I just said. So they remember this card and you're good. Once they're done, they're going to place it back on top of the remaining cards, and all the cards on the table now are going to go on top. And now this is going to load at 20-second. So all you have to do is go up, down, all the way through. And if the participant does it, that might be good too. Because then they can actually look for their card, but make sure they know what it is so they don't get it confused with another card. And then we're going to deal again, but we're going to deal through. We're going to do this again. And it's going to take a couple of tries here to do it one more time after this. Just like this, no ace of spades because there's one, and that is right here. So, that is the video for today. I hope you really enjoyed this one. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye.